On today's Buckeye Roast, the new AP poll is out. Ohio State is still number one, but we're going to break down where everybody else is. We'll also recap the action from all of Week 4 with our national review before turning to the film for our defensive all-22 takeaways. Who stood out, who struggled, and what's next for Matt Patricia's unit. Plus, we'll catch up on comments from the coaching staff last week and finish with Ross Bjork and what he had to say about Ohio State's game day atmosphere and why it's such a focal point moving forward. I'm Chris Drew, and this is the Buckeye Roast with Ron and Q right here on Dead Air Sports.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back for another episode of the Buckeye Roast. It's your boy Ron James here with my guy QP Ski. Q, how you doing?
I'm just streaming quickly on my new business internet. We got something working, so I'm good. Not bad. Good weekend. Pretty crazy weekend, but still good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm glad to hear that you have internet. For those who don't know, we have not a stat of the day, Q, a number of the day. The number 3. Any significance to that number, Q?
My download speed?
No, the number of episodes we missed last week because this man Q is moving, and for some reason, he's the only man I know that internet's the last thing he gets once he moves into an apartment. Like when I move, it's like, bro, they better have the internet before I even get there. I'm trying to, what's my Wi-Fi password? As soon as I walk in the door, I don't even got a couch.
All right, that's not exactly true, but come to find out, there's a reason the internet is so bad here. It's just because Cox was the only company in the area when the city was built, and now all these companies are now moving in, so there's no fiber. It's all, 5G internet, and Verizon 5G internet did not work here. So
you've always been a big Cox guy, though.
Major Cox guy. That's why my internet didn't work in the last apartment, but I digress.
Oh, man. Buckeyes were on a bye week, but tons of college football to get into. Aside from the internet being back up and running, we're back.
Yeah, we're good to go. I'm good weekend of college football, man. We had some surprises, a couple of close games. So exciting weekend. And it's a stress-free weekend when your team doesn't play. It's like, well, I ain't got to worry about a loss or something crazy happening. But we got Washington this week, so things should get interesting.
Absolutely. Let's get into it.
All right, play the song.
Q, we have a new AP poll, and man, I thought they were going to do the unthinkable. The Buckeyes are still atop the AP poll. How does it feel to still be number one after that performance by Miami? I thought they might try to pass us.
Oh, yeah. Awful win by Florida. I would have a few against Florida. I would have a few things to say. But I mean, Miami does look good. Notre Dame is probably not what we thought they were coming in, and Florida is a name on a jersey, like I was telling you in pre-show. But they play well. I mean, one Millie Napier has to get something figured out over there, because that was the one game I texted you about this weekend. I was like, Florida offensively is almost unwatchable. I get it. It's raining for about 5 minutes, but this is embarrassing to watch, and they are doing absolutely nothing, putting their defense out to dry. So they got to figure things out, but Miami handles business, and they're working on that state championship.
That state championship, yeah, big game coming up against Florida State to really crown who is the best team in the state of Florida. Anything jump out to you? I feel like the AP poll is kind of finally settling into something normal. Michigan maybe a tad low. I've been really impressed by Oklahoma, and I think that's kind of a good loss by Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma's playing really well. I mean, I'm really ready to see this Oklahoma-Texas game. I think it's gonna, oh man, Twitter Spaces are gonna be on fire for that one. It's appearing up to be another really good game, which that game was always crazy. One day we're gonna have to get Chris to give us a budget and go out and see that one in Dallas and go with Mike. That would be a good time. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game. I mean, I look at the AP poll. I mean, Indiana. I mean, it's hard to argue them not being in the top 10 the way they were playing, but people are going to, decline Illinois because they really haven't played anybody yet. So, I mean, you look around and you're like, all right, I'm decently happy with it. I can't complain.
Are you buying Texas Tech at 12?
Good win against Utah, Utah's that consistent team. I mean, they're the old Wisconsin, what Wisconsin used to be. So it's like, they're going to play good football. So I'll buy the hype of Texas Tech right now. And also another team, USC. Are they for real? Are they back? Lincoln Riley got them out there playing some decent football. I'm interested to see what USC does in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, I wanted to stick in the state of Texas. A&M ahead of Texas. Q, who is your best team in Texas right now? Those three teams all within 4 spots of each other in the rankings right now. And if I had told you at the beginning of the season, A&M, Tech, and Texas would all be within 4 spots of each other, would you have believed me?
Texas Tech would have definitely been the surprise. I mean, we know they're talking big cash shit over there, but that project is moving a little faster than even the money's coming in. So being a top 15 team consistently, they've looked well. Again, I probably would have took Utah in that game, and Texas Tech comes out and beats them. So I mean, they're playing pretty well. Let's see what they can do. A&M obviously has a Notre Dame win, big time win on the road. Again, Notre Dame, are they fool's gold? We got to see later in the season, but their opponents kind of lighten up, so it's like it's hard to tell. But yeah, man, I probably go A&M right now, but I mean, it's tough. It's hard. I really want to see what Texas does in the upcoming weeks. I mean, they look solid. They haven't really played much since Ohio State, so I'm really looking forward to that Oklahoma game.
Yeah, that will be a big test. Other than that, I really don't have too many complaints. I saw people complaining about Illinois still being ranked after the bludgeoning from Indiana, but Big Ten bias here. I don't hate it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Tennessee's probably maybe the one team where I'm like, I wish they were a little higher. I mean, just the way they played, I thought they outplayed Georgia and could have lost there in the end. So that's the one team I'm like, I feel like they're a little better than their ranking. But I mean, we'll see. They'll have their chance. So
I would just like to note, you see Ole Miss up there. A bunch of people were picking Ole Miss to lose to Arkansas, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, this is Arkansas, and Arkansas has gone on to lose 2 games since then. Like, what? They stink. I don't know how anyone gets fooled into it. Every year at the beginning of the year, Arkansas plays nobody. They have a game coming up that's where it's an undefeated matchup, and everybody's like, "Oh, Arkansas." No, they stink.
Yeah, I feel like with the SEC, and I think we've kind of got to learn it a little more in the Twitter spaces. There just be this weird lore with teams that just are not good.
Jordan Hare Stadium.
Yeah, I remember when Penn State was going to Auburn, and we knew this is the year after Auburn was good, so they weren't really good anymore, and we knew Auburn was bad. They're like, oh, they sure get weird when you travel to Auburn. I'm like, yeah, things got weird, all right. They won by 40. So it's just like they have this lore with fans, and it's like, bro, no, they're just not good.
Yeah, man. They just want us to believe that, like, they just play some type of football that cannot be comprehended by the North down there, that just like some voodoo boogeyman going on that, like, it's just unbeatable, and that's just not the case.
I think we're not doing our jobs. I think we need to start some lore when you go to Big Ten opponents. Like, hey, like we had the Northwestern win game with CJ Stroud. We just need to come up with.
Oh yeah, you get on that water and it's just like you don't get it.
Man, when you go out to Washington, man, that Pacific air, you just don't know how that affects the football when you throw it. Things get strange when you go up there and play.
Yeah. It's crazy the things that they will make up about the SEC to just try to convince you that is just a superior conference, man. Let's do some conference math real quick while we're looking at it currently in the playoffs, we have 4 Big Ten teams, 3 ACC teams. Am I getting that correct? Or is that just 2? 2 ACC teams.
2. I think it's 2.
And then we have 4 SEC teams. So pretty balanced.
Yeah,
Am I counting that correctly? 5 actually. 5 SEC teams.
I think the AP poll, and again, it doesn't matter because as soon as the college football playoff poll comes in, you can throw all that out the window. There's no point in checking it anymore. I mean, we don't on this show. So, I mean, but I think the AP poll has done a good job of being balanced. I think they've taken some risks here. I mean, throwing Miami at 2, major risks. I mean, do you right now, do you actually believe they could be?
I mean, I watch this Miami team, and I don't see – the only thing that I would argue is I'm comfortable with putting – Miami ahead of LSU. I think Penn State could beat Miami.
I think Georgia could too. I mean, if I look at it, I think Oregon could. I think Oklahoma, the way they're playing right now, could. So, I mean, it's a major risk throwing up there, and obviously they'll see
Florida State soon. We're about to find out.
Yeah, I mean, we're about to find out with Florida State. They have that opportunity, but you look at the top 10 teams, it's like. Yeah, I think a lot of those teams could, and we'll see how Miami plays again. The biggest thing is consistency, and luckily they got an ACC schedule. Clemson's out; they look terrible. So I mean, you look, you're like, okay, we beat Florida State. We're riding high. So we will see. But yeah, I mean, they're taking some risks here, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, no Clemson or Dabo Wiene on this poll. Notre Dame, shout out to them at 22, getting their first win of the season this week.
Yeah, week what 3 of college football, so or was it week 4? So hey, look at them balling out. Oh man, but yeah,
I wanted to pivot to. Oh, go ahead.
I would say Notre Dame, just let them know, man. You might want to join the conference. It might help you out.
The Big Ten, preferably. I wanted to pivot to some of the biggest games from week 4 and talk about them, but I have the graphic on the screen, and the game I'm going to talk about is not even on the graphic. Q, is Fran Brown the hottest name in coaching right now? Because he goes and smacks Dabo Wiene in the mouth they call it Death Valley. I mean, I don't know. It's time for a new name. Like LSU got that. People were coming in there and doing whatever the hell they want. Dabo's going off talking about if they don't want me, I'll go coach somewhere else. What were your thoughts with Syracuse going in and beating Dabo, not just by 2 touchdowns, but this game was over before the weather delay. Steve Angeli goes out with a season-ending injury for Syracuse, so you hate to see that. But before that, he was absolutely hooping, almost 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ricky Collins comes in, throws another touchdown. This Syracuse team, Fran Brown, I mean, what he's able to do with Cal McCord, what he's been able to do with Steve Angeli. If I'm a quarterback that can't go play for a national championship contender, I'm going to play for Fran Brown and throwing the ball 60 times a game.
Yeah, man, rely on works. You got that dome. You never have bad weather, so air it out. So what you need a running game for? You're good. Like 6 games out the year. Fran Brown has really worked his magic in that program, really turned it around. And having Syracuse, I mean, year after year, they were good last year. They were good again this year. It's very solid. I mean, and too, you saw that clip where I saw it on social media where Fran Brown was like, you need to change your why. If you're not going hard in practice, like what's wrong? Oh, nothing, coach. Well, then you need to change your why. You need to be busting your ass in practice and coming out getting better every day. So, I mean, his stock is definitely rising. How long Syracuse can keep him there, I don't know, especially with the way jobs come open in college football and how people are ready to fire their coach after 3 weeks. So, he may be in Florida next year. You never know. But, so more than definitely, he's got a program turned around and beating Clemson. I think they were, if I'm not mistaken, were they close last year to beating Clemson? I forget the score on that game, but I think they had a good shot at them last time they played them.
Yeah, I mean, I had the question mark behind the word upset for this one. Like, is even an upset beating Clemson anymore? I feel like that's just what people do these days.
I would say Slippery Rock might get a dub over Clemson coming pretty soon here. So hey, hold your horses. But
guy Q knows ball, despite what they say in the comments.
Well, to say they do have a forged national championship by Ron, so hey, you never
Not
know.
a forged, it is an official national
That's official.
championship, and you'll put some respect on the 1936 college football national champion, the 6-3 Slippery Rock Rocks.
Just a tough schedule that year. But
They were actually the Rockets.
but yeah, man, no, I think he's done a great job at Syracuse. And obviously, we'll see. He's got, I mean, ACC looked pretty low at the beginning of the year, so he'll have some other opponents coming up. But yeah, I think he's doing great right now.
I'm thinking about a 1936 national championship, and like, bro, just imagine like the people playing college football during World War II. Like, who's going to those games? Everybody's like, look at these guys over here playing football. Everybody else is over here fighting the war. Like, what are we doing? Maybe cancel the season. I don't know. Just spitballing here.
Man, it's just like you look back at those like AP polls from like 1932, 1941. It's just like, man, you got to watch out. Yale's coming to town next year. It's like, bro, like I used to say this when I watch the NCAA tournament now because the Ivy League schools are actually pretty good. It's like, bro, there's no way I'm getting cooked by a dude from Princeton. Like, he's already gonna be my boss. Like, I gotta have something. So there's no way you're getting blasted by Harvard and Yale and feeling good about yourself.
This dude's about to own the team in 15 years. I can't let him beat my ass on the field too.
Say this dude, girl look better than mine. His cologne better than mine. He make more money than me. He play better football. Like, yeah, Lord, I see what you've done for others.
Q, I wanted to talk about what I would have said if we actually did shows last week. What I would have said would have been my game of the week would have been this Florida-Miami game. You know, just because of spaces alone, I love following the Big Three rivalry, and to see these two teams square away, I had such high expectations for this Florida team. I called their over 6.5 the lock of the year. Bro, they might not win 3 games. They go out and lose to Miami 26-7, and I don't think the score does justice for what we watched on TV. It felt like Miami won that game 45-0. DJ Lagway puts up 61 yards passing. Vernell Brown, a true freshman, leads them in receiving. Q, how many yards did Vernell Brown have?
Oh, I have no clue. Not many.
Well, DJ Lagway only had 67. Vernell Brown, leading receiver, with 22 yards.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah, like I said, that was the only game we talked about this weekend when we texted. It was just so hard to watch, man. And it's like Lagway might as well not even came to the game. They might as well just pulled up with their defense, especially
red shirt, bro. It's time to red shirt.
So sad. Should have pulled up with the special teams and the defense and like, all right, let's play ball. We're not going to play any offense. We'll just punt it to you and then we'll go from there. So
this man said Carson Beck should play all-time QB for this game.
Been much better. It was just so bad. Like, if Florida is talented, I mean, you look down their roster, you're like, there's talent here. They
have a good defense.
Yeah, they have a good, like, bro, their defense was really put out to dry. So shout out to the Florida defense because that game, it should have got sexual really before it did. And even then, Florida had chances to actually make it a ball game and maybe take the lead if their offense was somewhat competent. So, I mean, big win by Miami again, state championship. They're working on it. But yeah, just the Florida offense is so bad. They got to get something going together, man. Or you're right. They might not win 3 games. And you looked at their schedule at the beginning of the year and you're like, ooh, it'll be rough, but I feel like Lagway is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Well, right now he's looking like one of the worst quarterbacks in college football. And if that is happening, that's, man, bet the under. That's all I can tell you. And it might be low.
Yeah, man. And people are talking about Lagway using his red shirt. If I'm Tramel Jones, I'm not burning my red shirt for this team. Like, y'all are about to be having tryouts on campus for a quarterback, because I would be telling both of those guys, put that red shirt on.
Man, it's bad down there. At times I was like, all right, I got a little faith in Billy Napier. I have none. right now. Absolutely zero. Let somebody else call plays, bring something. I don't know. I don't know what point they're gonna let him fire his staff and retool it, or they're just gonna be like, yo, door.
Not a great game from Carson Beck. No touchdowns, an interception. Mark Fletcher going absolutely crazy. 24 carries, 116 yards, and a touchdown. But the most impressive thing about this Miami team is how physical that defense was, man. They were flying around, absolutely smacking the hell out of Florida that entire game. It just felt like they were the more physically imposing team at all points in this game, regardless of how much that Carson Beck struggled. It felt like at all points this Miami defense was in control of the game. How impressed were you with this Miami defense and this team as a whole? I mean, I wasn't overly impressed with the offense. I mean, I think Mark Fletcher's a difficult back to break down, but it'd be interesting to see how they perform against a team that has an offense that can pair with a Florida level defense.
Yeah, I mean, we want to see offense with a pulse, but like you said, I think you read my mind there. Miami was coming downhill with bad intentions. They were playing very physical, and I mean, it's good to see there. I mean, Miami is to the point where is it almost too much talent to fail? I mean, I don't want to jinx it early, but it's like we know year after year their talent acquisition is at a high level, especially those guys in NIL are spending. They want the talent there, so it's coming in, and you're starting to see it really play out on the defense with just how physical guys are, the way they come downhill, the way they block, the way they tackle. Like, yeah, I would again love to see him against a more physical team. I don't know, maybe Florida State is that team. I mean, the way they played against Alabama, but you haven't seen them since then. So I think that'll be an interesting game to watch. But yeah, I am very impressed with the way they're playing defense.
I look at the top of this list, man. This graphic, not a huge fan of. Indiana, Illinois, the number one game of the week. I complain about a graphic I stole. Like,
you really got to know ball on this graphic. It's like, yeah, we know those teams are. If you're just a random guy, like, who played this week?
That's what I'm saying.
Where's that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, it looks like a game of Tetris up there on the number one game. Q, we have Illinois, Indiana, and if we would have been on camera last week, I would have showed my ass and put all my money on Brett Bielema and this Illinois team because I was not a believer of this Curt Cignetti team. And Fernando Mendoza comes out and shows why he's one of the most coveted names in the transfer portal. 21 of 23, 267 yards and 5 touchdowns. I thought this Illinois team was legit. I thought the defense was going to be able to stifle this Indiana offense. And Curt Cignetti doesn't seem like he wants to go away. I don't know what podcast I was listening to, and they said, could Indiana be this year's Indiana? And it's looking like it with that performance that they put up, because I don't think anyone's looking at Illinois as a serious contender the rest of the season after the way Curt Cignetti and Indiana go out there and embarrass them 63-10.
Yeah, I mean, Indiana very impressive. I mean, we criticized their non-conference schedule. They're like, we're SEC, we're playing no one, and you'll see us when you see us. So most definitely there. But I mean, Illinois, we thought was a real test. I mean, they come out and absolutely manhandled them. I mean, good Lord, you've been to 60 on Illinois. If Ohio State played Illinois, I wouldn't even thought we'd get to 60. So especially with the way our offense is playing right now, but maybe we'll get to 100. So
I mean, Fernando Mendoza put up Grambling numbers against against the number 9 team in the country.
No, absolutely balled out. So again, Indiana's for real. It's good because obviously you're always looking for that mid-tier Big Ten team to really step up, and it looks like they're going to be here year in, year out again. Fernando Mendoza was a big guy in the transfer portal. They had to get him. We talked about them possibly pushing that money in recruiting. They're like, no, we're taking a proven guy. We're putting him in the system. We're rolling. So, I mean, obviously, good acquisition there. And again, you look at Indiana. Can they make a run? They may push for it. We talk about Penn State, talk about Oregon, talk about Ohio State. Indiana right in there saying, hey, we ain't going nowhere yet. We're trying to get back and go to the playoffs again.
Yeah, Indiana's a team that appears to be here to stay. Q, another team that I wanted to talk about, this number 3 matchup, Nebraska and Michigan, the battle of 2 young quarterbacks. Nebraska trying to prove that they are legit, and they do not. They go out there and lose to Biff Poggi and freshman Bryce Underwood. And this Michigan team, look, I've been arguing with Cam all year about this team, and he thinks they stink. And I'm like, bro, you may think they are not a great team, but relative to the rest of college football, top 15 team, in my opinion. I think this running game is so explosive. I've been a Justice Haynes believer since he was in high school. I mean, Bryce Underwood, Cam's like, oh, look at his stats. And okay, so let's take a look at his stats. 12 of 22, 105 yards, 4.8 yards per attempt, and QBR 72.3, and then adds and 61 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And I'm like, bro, the only stat I really need to see is the fact that he's a true freshman and he's not going out there and losing the game. The fact that he's been able to make dynamic plays with his legs and keep them in games and not blow games for them, I think has been impressive. And regardless of how this season goes for Michigan, I feel like watching Bryce Underwood, you see the talent, you see the flashes. It's going to be a game for the next 3 years to have to beat this kid. And watching this Michigan-Nebraska game, I think it proved my point with Cam. Every time Justice Haynes breaks one of those long runs, I reply to a message that I sent him back in August. And I said, he asked me, why do you believe in this Michigan team? I'm like, I don't know. I think Justice Haynes is one of the best running backs in the country. I've always thought he was going to be one of the best running backs in the country, whether he was playing at Alabama or at Michigan this year. And he's doing exactly that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, first question, does Cam ever think Michigan is good?
No, see, that's the thing, bro. He look, everybody who watched the Big Ten preview matchup or the Big Ten preview breakdown that we did, where we went through every team's schedule and predicted their record, I picked 10-2 for Michigan, and this man was beside himself because he thinks that Michigan is a 7-5 team, and I'm like, in what world? And I was like, this idea that Michigan, you could call Sharon Moore a bad coach, you could say whatever you want about the level of football that we are playing in the Big Ten has reached a caliber that people are not just coming out here and just beating Michigan. Like, yes, they were terrible last year. They had a Make-A-Wish quarterback. They have a 5-star quarterback. They have no wide receivers, which is beside me. But, like, they have one of the best running back duos in the country. They've proven an ability to develop offensive linemen. Their offensive line is not great. But, again, a bad Michigan offensive line, we are in a new day. A bad Michigan offensive line is still a competent offensive line in college football. I don't understand this rush to write this team off when I think you could make an argument for Michigan or USC to be battling for a playoff spot come the end of the season.
I mean, yeah. I mean, especially you look at Oklahoma right now. I mean, that was a game I thought Michigan could get that game. Obviously, I mean, maybe they could. I did it. Well, maybe they could have it. The offensive coordinator didn't owe the Mafia money because that's how he called the game. But yeah, I mean, you look at Oklahoma right now, top 10 team in college football firmly. So that tells you that loss isn't that bad for Michigan. And I mean, they're going to come out and run the ball. In their offensive line, they may not be the best, but they're going to be physical and open some opportunities. And then they're going to play solid enough defense to win at worst, if not great defense. So I mean, you look at them, you're going to say, hey, they just have that consistency level where they're going to be in the top. I mean, obviously you had Oregon in there, but typically it would have been top 3 teams in the Big Ten year in, year out. Oregon comes in probably top 4. And I mean, we'll see what Indiana is, but I mean, looking down the stretch, I know Michigan will find ways to win games. Indiana, we're still learning a little bit about them, so we will see if they can consistently do that. But yeah, I mean, I have faith in Michigan. I think year in, year out is going to be a game, and the floor for them is never going to be enough where I'm like, oh, we're just going to waltz into their stadium and win by 50. It's just not going to happen.
Q, the game that is ranked at number 8, South Carolina and Missouri. I've been saying that I don't believe in the South Carolina team, and I've also added them to my weekly hate watch because I want Shane Beamer to go take that Virginia Tech job. So the more that South Carolina loses, the more the heat turns up down there, and maybe he just goes home to Virginia Tech and Dylan Stewart comes home to Ohio State. Bo Pribula goes down there and spanks their ass 29-20. Missouri moves to 4-0. Q, did Penn State let the better quarterback leave?
I mean, I don't know. Usually Big Ten backups do cook in the SEC. So, I mean, maybe that's just a thing. I don't say that right now. We'll see how the season plays out. Obviously, Drew Aller has a little bit of ways to go in the first couple of weeks of the season. He has not really impressed us. But, I mean, we'll see. But I think Bo Pribula's playing well. I mean, Missouri, 4-0, so you can't complain there. And obviously, we've seen him ball out, and we're like, hey, this dude has something. So, I don't know, man. Maybe Penn State is just the best at developing backup quarterbacks. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But I think Drew Aller will be fun. And, again, we'll find out. Oregon coming up, Ohio State, we'll see.
Q, a game that's not on this list that I wanted to talk about. Does Maryland have a quarterback? They sneakily picked up a top 100 quarterback in Malik Washington. They're playing a true freshman, 18 of 34, 265 yards and 2 touchdowns against Luke Fickell's Wisconsin Badgers. Gets their first win in Big Ten play, moves the Terrapins to 4-0. Looks like if I'm an agent, I'm calling him, trying to land him as a prospect because he's going to make so much money this offseason when he leaves Maryland.
Oh, man, it's a Loxley offense, man. I mean, Loxley is always a guy I trust with offensive football. I mean, we were seeing what he did down there at Alabama, and obviously he brought that to Maryland. And we've seen Maryland have these offensive explosions. Now, Wisconsin, I'd say I'm a little more disappointed in them this season. I mean, if I said one thing, I'd be like, oh, Wisconsin at least play some solid defense. Well, they kind of got lit up. So I'm a little disappointed with them so far. But again, I mean, I think Maryland's quarterbacks, I mean, we even saw it from Talia. I mean, they'll have good games. They'll be consistent. And like, I've got a freshman, so he's got plenty of room to grow and talent. But we'll see what comes up with it. But
yeah, I don't know how much more he's growing physically. He's 6'5", 231 pounds already at 18 years old.
As a football player, if he grows a little more. Hey, if he grows a little more, he might be playing basketball.
Yeah, he might be playing for your team.
That's what we need. You know, we got absolutely criticized for having different.
I saw that someone was cooking us in
our football.
They said that we should take the. They said we should take the Game of Thrones walk of shame for each having different football teams and college basketball teams. Hey, this is what it is. I wanted to talk about a couple more games from this past week. Oh, no, I wanted to read off Malik Washington's stats before we moved on. He has 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 1 interception through 4 games. Man, he's going to be able to sleep on a mattress of cash once he hits the portal. I'm so excited for this kid. Q, the Oklahoma-Auburn game. You're the expert on this one. Take it away.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't call myself the expert, but I did get to watch some good ball this weekend. And obviously it was a good game. First of all, John Mateer, absolute baller, man. I didn't know what this Auburn team was coming in. I mean, they were ranked, but they hadn't. I mean, that's when it gets Baylor. Who is Baylor beat? Good question. So you didn't know what they really were, but I mean, we talked about Oklahoma. We gave them a lot of flowers. I mean, Auburn came in and made it a game. It was a good back and forth game. I mean, Oklahoma gets the touchdown at the end, but Cam Coleman's an absolute dude. I'm just like, man, I understand Auburn threw you in the bag, but I would love to see you playing in some college football playoff, sometime soon here. But I guess we probably won't see that. But Oklahoma. Again, man, they just find ways to win. John Mateer's a baller at quarterback. I mean, Brett Venables has his team looking really good. Like, again, I've been waiting for this Texas matchup for a while. I'm like, bro, if they get on a roll here, things might get scary because I think Mateer's an absolute baller. I think he has the defense playing pretty well. I mean, we've seen that against Michigan. They made them look elementary. So, and you beat Auburn, who got off to a hot start. I mean, I think Oklahoma's for real, but this was one of the better games of college football this weekend. It was a really fun game.
Oklahoma had 9 sacks in this game. That would put them ahead of, in that game alone, that would put them ahead of teams such as Penn State, Clemson, Texas A&M, Cincinnati, Florida State, Boston College, Ohio State, not Miami, Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan State, Nebraska, in total sacks of the season.
Yeah, they're absolutely. Yeah, Jackson Arnold, I don't know if he didn't take his offensive line to a steak dinner or whatever the quarterbacks are supposed to do, but yeah, he was he was back there a lot getting hit.
The craziest point shaving scandal we've ever seen, allegedly. All a joke.
Bro, at that point, just snap the ball and Cam Coleman's out there somewhere. Just get it out your hand, man.
Like, just throw it. Run it. I don't care what you do. Stop taking sacks.
Not good for your health. But yeah, no, Oklahoma's defense. I mean, we see a couple missed recruits on their defensive line that Ohio State was after. But I mean, they're looking good, man. They're one of my surprises of the season so far.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this Oklahoma team. I think that they could be one of the teams to watch out for in the SEC this season. Impressive win over Michigan, and then another big win over Auburn. So a team to keep in. Huh?
Oh, so 22 ranked team supposedly.
Q. Last week, we were going to talk about the takeaways from the Ohio game from the defensive all-22. Did you ever get a chance to watch that?
I got to see some of it. It was some stuff in the first half, but I think overall, guys, there's a lot of ballers on defense, man, and also too Lorenzo Styles. I think he probably had the roughest game he's had, but still, I thought he looked pretty solid in this game. And again, Devin Sanchez, another guy, look out there. Defense really is looking at him and say, hey, like in crush moments, we'll play you, and that's big for him, especially coming in as we get to the Big Ten stretch. But overall, man, we've said, I don't want to repeat myself 42 times, but we've said it. We got some dudes on this defense. I mean, Caden Curry, all the flowers in the world with the way he played. Again, Arvell Reese is who he is at this point, this linebacker duo. I mean, I finally have prayed to the Lord just enough to see a linebacker duo at Ohio State where I'm like, athletes moving across the field, hitting people. Like, I haven't seen this in so long, it feels like. So, yeah, man, I mean, defense answered all the questions.
Yeah, when I got a chance to rewatch the game, you brought up Caden Curry. The dude absolutely flashed the entire game, whether he was lined up on the inside or on the outside, absolutely wreaking havoc, manhandling, tackles, and guards. Just an absolute dog, motor going the entire game. Just to see him move, I've said this a million times, see him, it feels like he's moving faster than he ever has at Ohio State, and he's the biggest that he's ever been at Ohio State. So to see him be able to add that weight to be able to play inside and still maintain that level of speed and clearly increase his strength with the way that he's playing, just an absolute dog that seems to jump off the screen when you rewatch the games. And then just rewatching the defensive line in general, it felt like we saw some good snaps out of CJ Hicks. We saw some great snaps out of Bo Atkinson. You saw Logan George get involved at the end of the game. So just overall to see the Buckeyes really get all of these guys involved. Will Smith Jr., I think he played his best game of the year. And then Tywone Malone gets the start. Q, how surprised were you with that there?
I mean, not really. I mean, Tywone Malone is a guy who, I mean, we talked about him. I remember when he first committed to come back to Ohio State, I was like, oh, we're finally spending some money on defense. We're finally getting some guys in here. We know the talent level he has. I think the biggest thing, and this is usually the biggest thing with all players, is just like his pop plays where you see like, man, you see the athleticism, you see the strength. Like, can he do it play after play? So, I mean, they're given an opportunity and they're rolling these defensive tackles. Again, Edric Houston is a guy we talked about last week before my internet got cut off. Again, it's just about being consistent, doing it week after week, a chance to get healthy. We'll see what he does against Washington. But, I mean, I think we feel like with Will Smith Jr. and these other two guys, we have a good faith with this defensive tackle. I mean, Caden McDonald. Again, we can't talk enough about him. An absolute dude in the interior. He's not getting moved, and he's got in better shape. He said, "Can he do it for 40 snaps?" I feel like he can do it for 50 right now with the way he's playing. So I think this defensive line interior, which we were probably more worried about with the depth. I mean, they've looked good. Now we get into Big Ten play. The offensive lines get a little bit different. I mean, obviously we played Texas, so perform well against them. But the offensive lines get a little bit different. We'll see if they can hold that consistency level, and we'll see what these backup guys can do now in Big Ten play. Now that we're here.
Absolutely. Something else that jumped out. I mean, you saw how much they trust Devin Sanchez on this film. I mean, immediately he clearly is in almost on every dime package on third down. For that to be the first role that they hand you as a true freshman in a situation like that, the most important down, I feel like, on defense, to bring a true freshman on the field and give him that responsibility just shows the trust the staff has. And then you see Lorenzo Styles go down later in the game, and Devin comes on the field, and they bump Jermaine in at nickel. And while I love seeing the true freshman get on the field, the one thing that you noticed, or at least that I felt like I noticed, is that you didn't see the safeties move around as much once Jermaine came in at the nickel versus when Lorenzo was in there. And I feel like Lorenzo just gives them something different in that nickel role that makes this defense unique, and you want to see him get back healthy as soon as possible. And it feels like it just does something different for the defense when Lorenzo's out there.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, you felt like he's the guy who unlocked really Caleb Downs. He can play the safety role. He can play the nickel. You can. Move
I wouldn't go that far, but I think Caleb Downs. I think Caleb Downs unlocked college football. I don't think anyone unlocked Caleb Downs.
Playing the former Josh Proctor role, he's held it down back there. But
I tried to give Lorenzo Styles his flowers despite having the worst play of the game, and Q was like, "No, not enough flowers. Here's a dump truck full of roses for bro." I'm not giving them all that.
For the ability, I mean, hey, if they are comfortable moving Caleb Downs out that post safety role, is better for the defense. You get him closer to the ball. You can put him anywhere and say, "Hey, quarterback, yeah, you got to be accountable for him." And Lorenzo Styles has been able to do that through the first 3 weeks of the season. So, I mean, just his flexibility. And again, he was playing well. I mean, this is probably his most rough game, and he did give up the touchdown play. But again, it's important to have him healthy. The coaches trust him for a reason. I mean, Matt Patricia's walking out there and he's saying, as long as I got this guy and I'm able to move him around, I get my playmakers where they need to be, and I still have trust in that position. I mean, that's very important. So, yeah, it's been 2 weeks. Hopefully he's back healthy and be good to go against Washington. But, yeah, again, I thought, a bad play here or there, you can expect that. But as long as it's not consistently bad over time, I think we'll be all right.
Absolutely. Just my biggest takeaway on rewatch of the film is I'm excited about the future of this defensive line. I feel like Will Smith Jr. can continue to take a step. I think Tywone Malone has taken a step. I have all the faith in the world that either Edric is still dealing with something with his knee, and if he's not, he's going to figure out whatever's going on and elevate his play. And if we get to the point where Will Smith Jr., Edric Houston, K-Mac, and Tywone Malone are all playing at a high level when they step on the field, I think we'll go from a position that we were worried about as far as having depth there to a position of strength.
Yeah. Question, by any chance, you probably don't know this. Do you know how long Jason Moore is out for?
I do not.
I mean, I guess if you did, Ryan Day would be sending some hitmen after you because no one's supposed to know anything about injuries. But I'd be interested to see what he looks like when he gets back as well, because it was a big season.
Yeah, and you still have Jerquez Carter still. That's just me flexing being able to say his name, but yeah, an opportunity for him to potentially crack that rotation. If we go from, I don't know who the third guy is going to be, to we're playing five now, I think that's a nod to Larry Johnson and what he's been able to do to get that room up to speed.
Yeah, man, it feels like the heavy rotation is back, getting guys in, keeping guys fresh, and being able to go. You need depth to do that. Long to the days where we was like, "Hey, Mike Hall, only 5 snaps for you, buddy. you stay right over there. We got it." So it's good to see the rotation. And again, I'm loving this Matt P defense. I mean, the defensive line has been playing absolutely well. I think guys have jumped off again. Love to see a little more in the sack production, but I can't complain. I mean, when you're holding teams to maybe they might score, I'm okay with that. I could deal with it.
Absolutely. The coaches talked to the media last week, and we have not talked since. So I did want to talk about some of the notes. First thing on my notes, Brian Hartline was asked about Brandon Ennis and said that he was pleased with his performance and says that he does what he's asked to do at a high level. Q, Twitter coaches tell me that Brandon Ennis sucks. The offensive coordinator and Brandon Ennis' actual coach tells me that's not the case. Who you believing?
You gotta go with Twitter. We know more than the coaches, man.
For sure.
No, I mean we both watched the film with Brandon Ennis, and again, he should have been targeted more. I mean, I'm be like, look, he need to send Julian like a 3 more text. Say, hey, buddy, I got your back. You're gonna ball out this week because the first one it wore off.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He told him that he was proud of him before the Texas game. Bro won 3 games. It was like, all right, yeah, I appreciate it, but I'm not throwing you the ball.
I'm proud of me too.
I'm proud of me too.
Yeah, that's enough for me. So I've sent a few more texts, but I mean, I think Ennis needs to get involved. I mean, the question for Hartline should have been like, yo, you got a couple stars, 5 stars over here on the bench. Are we ever going to see them? Because
they did ask him, and he said he got to do a better job of his rotation, which,
Jesus, thank you.
Translation,
no.
Not going to, so quit asking.
I got to do a better job of my rotations. I got to get them on the field less. So.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you struggled getting your rotation off against Grambling. I expect you to go on the road against Washington and be like, well, time for me to get in my rotation bag.
Yeah. Jeremiah gonna take a seat. I got to sub a little bit. Probably not gonna happen. Well, hopefully it does.
Buckeye fan 4579 said that I want to see more Quincy Porter. Jeremiah, have a seat.
We'll keep our fingers crossed because I think those guys deserve a little more burn. But yeah, man. I'm not worried about Brandon Ennis. We both watched the film. He looked good. He got open. He just didn't get targeted. So I think Hartline, what he needs to do a better job of is just like we did with Cardinal Tate. Week 1, I mean, we called it here. We said, hey, you need to feature Cardinal Tate more. This dude's a pro.
I don't care. See, I'm past that. I'm so like, I don't know about you. Winning a national championship last year was so awesome that I'm to the point where I'm with the Ryan Day. As long as you win, I don't care how it looks. I don't care how you got to do it, man. Just go out there and win the game. I don't care if we throw for 300 yards. I don't care if we throw for 66 like DJ Lagway. As long as we win the game, I don't care. I don't care who's playing. I don't care what the defense looks like. I don't care what the offense looks like. If we are winning championships, just win the game.
That is the most important. Doesn't matter if it looks ugly, but yeah, I think Hartline needs to get Brandon Ennis a little bit more involved. That's just my opinion.
I don't disagree there. You know, I'm always pushing SFE propaganda around here. So the more touches for Ennis, you know, we are all for that around here. Matt Patricia talked to the media as well and talked about calling plays from the field, said it gives him a better opportunity to communicate with the defense in between series. We made a lot about whether he would be coaching in the box or would he be down on the field. I thought it was an interesting peek behind the curtain there as to why he likes to be on the field. And I like that you see the iPads a lot more on the sidelines now, and then especially now, just a more NFL feel. If that worked for the Super Bowl, should work for Big Ten conference play, right?
I mean, I would certainly hope so. I don't think they play better ball than 2 teams in Super Bowl year in, year out. So, yeah, I mean, when I saw Matt P on the sideline in NFL, I'm like, man, let him do whatever. I don't call it from the parking lot. Like, whatever you do that works, just do that. And obviously, through the first 3 weeks of college football, I mean, his defense couldn't be much better. So, I mean, I would say, especially if you trust, and it's credit to the guys in the box. If you trust the guys up in the box to give you the information to call the plays, and right now it's working. I mean, who's ever up there that's feeding him down information. I mean, the time is working. So I'm happy with it. And again, I like that he's around the players. He can talk to them, have a sense of them, because again, if you're at Jim Knowles' position, you're up there. You don't know who's shaking. You don't know who had a bad series. You don't know who's shaky about what the next play call you're going to have. So I think it's an advantage if you could do it.
Ryan Day mentioned the running backs and said that they're bringing Bo along. He's just a freshman.
Play the man.
Not hearing that shit. Not hearing it. It's better have been the most Bo Jackson heavy practice we've seen in the last 2 weeks over the bye week to get that man ready for conference play.
Yeah, I think I saw a clip with Beanie Wells where he was like, "Yeah, I think he's ready." Beanie Wells might know something about playing, as a freshman in college football. So if he says he's ready, I'm gonna go with Beanie Wells. I think he's ready.
He said that he thought Tegra played well, but needs to clean up the penalties.
The Tegra always needs something,
bro. I said, they asked me, what's the solution to his right guard position? And I'm like, Tegra remembering how to play football. Like, he's the best option. It's just, does he decide to play at the highest level that we expect of him? And it seems like Ryan Day believes that's ultimately how this is going to shake out. They're going to keep rotating Ethan, but I feel like it's going to go just like last year. You're going to have someone nipping at his heels all year, so anytime that he starts slacking that they can pull him. But when it comes down to the biggest moments and he locks in, he's going to play like a championship level guard.
Yeah, I mean, I expect them to be consistent. Again, had up and down.
I don't expect them to be consistent. Eventually, maybe.
I mean, I expect to be consistent down the line. when it matters the most, he gives me his very best. So that'll work for me. No, I think Tech will lock it down again. He had a bye week, so time to get a little more training in. Time to rework on the fundamentals and be consistent. So we'll see what he does against Washington. But I mean, that's going to be the guy. I mean, he's starting for a reason. That's the guy they're going to roll with. They have trust in, so they can rotate if they want, or do what they did last year. But Tegra's got to be that guy. So it's time.
Q, I wanted to pivot and talk a little bit about the game day atmosphere. The Buckeyes had a night game against Ohio, not this past week, but 2 weeks ago. Not the biggest game to have a night game, but it did feel like the crowd atmosphere came across on the broadcast, which is something that it rarely does, even when it is pretty jumping inside of the shoe. Ross Bjork has made efforts to increase the game day environment, and it seems to be working. And even before this concerted effort to really upgrade the environment, we saw the start with the Tennessee game, and I feel like that's going to be a game that's constantly referenced as like a baseline of how crazy the shoe can get. But I feel like they've continued to bring the energy week in and week out. Steven talked to Ross Bjork about the game day environment, and he said there's a more permanent sound system coming in 27. I mean, they've added speakers around the game. They've added speakers around the shoe to make the game day experience louder. He said overall the goal is just to make it a more fun experience regardless of the kickoff time and just make it a more raucous environment. And then he also talked about the Victory Bell and said they were open to having celebrities with OSU connections potentially ringing the bell. Q, I wanted to start there with the celebrities. If you had to pick an OSU celebrity with a potential connection, who would you want to see ringing the Victory Bell?
Lil Yachty.
What is the connection there?
There's no OSU connection. That's a good question. Yeah, you just pop that on me. Who do I want to see ring the LeBron? LeBron would be great to ring the bell. I mean, that would be a guy that would be up at the top of my list. I'm trying to think, who else would I have to ring the bell?
Jeff Dahmer?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. If he's ringing the bell, I got more questions and concerns. I don't have questions. I have concerns. He's definitely famous enough. But I might be. You know what? I'm not going to say what I was going to say. We will continue with the show before it gets clipped out.
Yeah, exactly. It's too late. I'm not editing anything from the show.
Yeah. Oh, that was going to be bad. Okay. This is move. I'll tell you after the show.
I already know who you were gonna say.
Anyway, yeah, LeBron would be a good choice. I mean, who have we had so far? John Cooper, Clark Kellogg, and somebody else.
Archie, how dare you?
Archie, sorry. Yeah, Texas game. I remember the less memorable one. So, no, I mean, I think it'd be cool to have some celebrities go up there. I mean, I don't think you need OSU connection, but
Bryce
you want to
Harper?
do that? Who?
Bryce Harper, OSU fan?
I say, yeah, I mean, that would work. I mean, there's plenty of celebrities you can pull. Heck, bring some guest DJs, man. You want to get the atmosphere popping? Bring some DJs in. Have them ring the bell and then turn the shoe up. That's all I'm asking for.
You want Marshmello to ring the bell?
Hey, that would be lit. Put an Ohio State jersey on him, let him ring the bell, and then go out and get the crowd turned up. I'm all for it.
He's from Philly. I would imagine he is a Penn State fan. I know he's not a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's an Eagles fan. So I don't know, but maybe we do get some DJs in the shoe. I think overall, they've done a good job of trying to increase the game day environment. Steven noted that the speakers have made a big impact in the game and making things louder. So overall, I like the increase. They said they're playing the Ohio song after the first quarter. I'm thinking that one fades away. Have you seen any memorable clips of people singing Ohio? I don't know. If you let us know in the comments if you've been at the games, what it's been like, and we'll read it on the show tomorrow. But let us know what it's been like when they play the Ohio song at games. I have yet to get to a game this season to see that moment, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they're working on something. They talk about the sound system, talk about lights. I mean, it would be cool if the shoe could black out when you score a touchdown at night, just like they do in the.
I thought you were gonna say it'd be cool if like we use all the power and money that they have to block out the sun for our noon games.
Yeah, but you can do that too. I'm sure they have enough cash to put a big air balloon over the shoe and may turn into a night game. But
just throw a money cloud up and block the sun so they can have a light show at the big noon kickoff.
There you go. We got drones. Just block it out. Block out the city. I mean, but that would be cool. But the thing is, they're trying stuff, and you felt like the shoe was just the shoe for the last, 10 years. So the fact they're trying stuff, Ross Bjork say, hey, we got to up the atmosphere. We got to up the entertainment factor. I mean, big credit to him. I think he can employ some people that can figure it out, and it's not that hard, but he's trying.
Yeah, shout out to him. I think he's trying. I think the game day atmospheres have been electric since he's gotten here, and I think they're going to continue to keep trying to improve it. So shout out to him and the work that they're doing there, and excited to see how it pays off, because I think we didn't talk about it last week. We had it in show notes a couple times about the college football expansion and the idea of more on-campus college football games. I'm kind of leaning towards I don't hate this 16-team playoff thing anymore, just because it's like now everybody has to play a campus game. And the idea of these SEC teams playing games in the North in December is so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like, it'd be interesting to see them come up and play in the cold, because they'd probably be like, what the heck is going on? But it's also too like,
no, they'll just come out with their shirts off and then get their ass beat.
That works too. It's also like, but then again, weather always favors the team that's not as good. And you feel like with Ohio State and probably some of the Big Ten teams playing in the first round, I mean, they're probably going to have the advantage on a neutral site or in decent weather. So, yeah, I mean, you feel like if you're playing at home, you're probably the better team. So, but it would be cool. I mean, again, some of the great parts about this conference expansion, you're starting to see matchups and different things that you just don't normally get to see. So I think that's kind of the better part. The playoff obviously alludes to that. I would love to see, Miami come to the shoe in November and play it, or I guess it would be December, and play Ohio State. And that would just be a cool atmosphere, because you just don't normally get to see that.
Yeah, I'm like all for this. We need to get to whatever point it takes that we have a single college football TV contract, like the NFL does. Like, all this money goes into a pool because I want to see the best games at the best times. if you stink, you should play in the stinky time slots. Period. Like that's the way this needs to go. And we need to be able to flex games into prime time and move games around. So I'm kind of all these things that I've been against in college football, and I'm starting to see the silver line in a lot of these things. I'm like, oh, more on-campus games, kind of do like that. And then it's like, well, if we could move these games, that would be kind of cool. Get rid of these conferences, just one Super League. Let's all have one TV contract. I'm just like, can we make Saturdays as perfect as possible? And I feel like we're almost getting there.
Yeah, it is just at times like this TV battle that's going on. The fact that ESPN really owns, the college football playoff was like, it's just, it's kind of gets ridiculous. It's like people are not getting the fair share of the pie, and Fox is like, well, we don't want to compete, so you're playing it this time just because of it's like, bro, we don't care about your ratings. We care about the best game at the best time. Especially advantage here.
No, the best entertainment product. The best entertainment product is when a live crowd at night, and the way that you're able to broadcast that. It's not about ratings. Like, we want the best TV product, and I think you're hurting that.
You are. Not seeing. Bro, we had top 10 games last year, all at noon. It's like we don't really. If it's not in the non-conference, none of our best games are ever at night. It's really not. We're not going to play.
I have big news for you, Q.
What?
We play at 3:30 on Saturday.
Oh man, look at that. I finally
get your time
now. I finally get a noon game now. Usually I'm at a 9 a.m. game, trying to scrape off my face from the night before and make it into Texas on time at 9 a.m. to watch the game. So thank you. 3:30.
Q pretended like he doesn't have an excuse to drink at 9 a.m. on Saturdays. He's such a fucking liar.
I need no excuses to not wake up at 9 a.m. Jesus. Being out all night, I don't want to get up and be there at 9 and look presentable. So if I can avoid that, it'd be better. But at least I get a noon game.
Well, Q, it is 3 a.m. So let's get out of here. Let the people know where they can find you. I'm glad that you have internet. I'm glad that we are back and the show is rolling. People have been asking where we've been. Just not having internet, and then me and Chris Drew scheduled to record 2 days to fill in, and both days had weird scheduling conflicts, just didn't line up, and but we're back. So are the Buckeyes.
Yeah, so if you're upset, blame Chris. That's what it sounds like to me. Good to be back, man. Make sure you hit that like button, like the video, do that. Make sure you share it as well. If you want to find me, I'm City Boy Quentin on Twitter, Find Johnson on Instagram. But Monday to Friday here at Dead Air Sports. Again, leave those comments. Make sure you do that. And also tell a friend if you need a early morning show, and especially show for Ron. Ron's been grinding lately. He put so much work in. All he's asking for is a like. So make sure you like that video and do so. Ron, where can they find you at?
If you want to find me, you can find me right here on Dead Air Sports Monday through Friday for the Buckeye Roast here with my guy Kupiski at 8 a.m. You can also find me on Twitter at 2Ts. It's 2_TEES. And then also in the Bleacher Report app, post games with Chris Drew after every Ohio State game. You can catch clips of us inside the Bleacher Report app all throughout the week. Make sure you check us out there. But be sure to subscribe over here at Dead Air Sports. Smash that like button. And you know how this thing ends, Q. It's always go Bucks. And of course, OH.
Ayo.
Yeah.
Example, when things get hard in life, you just keep swinging as hard as you can, you fight. That's our culture.
I promised you we had a plan. Remember that we talked about a plan? The plan was infallible. Part of that infallible plan is getting a team prepared, ready to go, so we start practice. Our coaches know what we got. And there's not one person in America I trusted more than Coach Mick and that staff. Think about this. 130 teams either today, they report, or they've already reported. 130. 16 weeks from now, there's going to be one champion. One champion in our conference, one champion on the side of our conference. And in the country, one team's going to do this. Not 30 46, not 48, not 44. 1. That tells you how